So now this is one of the things I've been looking forward to by easily the most. This was I thought EA's mic drop moment.
Yes.
Was A Way Out. And so we have Josef Fares here to tell us more about it, which I'm super excited. I was so glad we have you coming by. Was a huge fan of Brothers. And then when we saw what you guys are doing with A Way Out, it just once again takes that idea of that like two characters working together in a it's another completely new twist, and it looks awesome.
Yeah. How does it feel to be, probably the game at the EA presser that people talked about the most and are most excited about? It's like there's a huge AAA title like Battlefront, and there's also A Way Out, and people are like, oh yeah, A Way Out.
They're like, yeah,
tell us more about that.
Battlefront, you're cool, but let's talk about A Way Out.
No, it's very nice. Actually, I expected this because I knew that we were doing something special. It's a passion-driven project. I've known from day one that this is going to be so cool. I'm so sure of that. So it's like I'm surprised it's been this high, but I was expecting it.
Yeah, so there's and for those who maybe didn't catch the EA press conference, A Way Out.
Shame on you.
It's yes. It's two inmates, and it's developed with couch co-op in mind, which is something that not nearly enough games are doing these days.
So the thing is like this. So after I finished Brothers, I wanted to do something else that pushed the boundaries on tell story without compromising on gameplay, because my back is a filmmaker, but I love the interactivity of gaming. So the idea was for me to the thing started with me and a friend looking for a co-op game that wasn't just a drop in, drop out. I don't think I have anything against it, but I just feel that there's an opportunity to tell an emotional story for two people together. Experience an emotional story together, you and a friend. So it started from day one. It's designed, played experience only in co-op, both couch and online. And I even prefer that you play in the couch. It's almost like part of the design. I mean, you can't play it online, but I prefer if you and your friend can play it in the couch.
Like that's where you're gonna get the experience. That's where you get the connection.
Because we have at some points in the game, which I saw show behind closed door, where you're in a situation where you have to choose something and you have to decide. So it's me and if you and me play, I'm like, so you have to talk to each other. Okay, what do you do? So you can't progress if you can't come along.
So you're like, sit down, you gotta talk it out.
Yeah. No, trust me, this game, when you finish it from start to end, you will experience a co-op game like never before.
So in looking at the footage here, one of the things that struck me was that the screen isn't always evenly split necessarily, depending on what the action happening is.
Look,
so what's the priority there? Like, how does that work?
The thing is like this. This is a passion-driven project. We're a small indie company, and if someone came to me and said to me, here's $10 million, do single-player campaign, I would say no. So it's always going to be this, what it is. And what I love about this is the interactivity. As I said, I've done 6 feature movies, and I see sometimes games get too inspired of movies, become too passive experience. What you need is the interactivity. That's why, for instance, in this case, as you see now, you have like 65% of one character's in the cutscene while the other player can walk around. So it's trying to give the control to the player as much as possible. Because for me, games, when the control is more on the table than in my hand, then for me it's too passive for me for being a game.
And then, so the premise of the game is, so you and your co-op partner, you're playing two inmates in prison, and you're trying to escape.
So the game starts in a prison, and you're like two guys who don't know each other at first, and then slowly you get to know each other. It's almost also like the game starts as a single-player experience, but in split screen, because you don't know each other, and slowly you get to know each other. I mean, also gameplay-wise, in a way, it's going to be a lot of variation. I mean, I'm talking pretty much you will experience something here or something there. It's a unique mechanic for everything. And the reason for that is to keep you emotionally connected to the characters. So you're not in a game where like, okay, I'm level 42, what level are you? Or let's drop in, drop out. It's not like that at all.
I'm looking for someone to help me take down such and such boss.
Right.
Yeah, no. This is not it. This is not it.
So you've mentioned a couple of times that you had a filmmaking background.
Yeah.
And you feel like you like games because they're a little more interactive. I was wondering, what kind of inspirations do you draw from? Because when I first started watching this reveal the other day, I started in the back of my mind getting maybe like reminiscent of like Shawshank Redemption and other prison films where like you're trying to break your way out. Do you have like any other?
There's definitely a lot of inspiration from many things. I mean, one of them is that. Of course, I've seen that movie. It's a really great movie. But there's a lot of inspiration. It's nothing particular that this one is. Haven't seen Prison Break, though. But I guess there are stuff in here. But you start in a prison. It takes a while. But there's a lot more outside. So the beginning, I would say it's a big chunk of the game being in a prison. But there's definitely way more stuff out there.
All right, so spoiler alert.
No, it's not really, because the trailer shows that you get outside.
Yeah,
so the important is that because we were thinking of first showing, I mean, we're doing everything in-house. I even do all the mock-up. I mean,
Yeah, and I think I saw on your Twitter you said you're working on it like with your brother.
Yeah, my big brother.
So this is like real life brothers.
Yeah. No, my big brother plays one act, Leo in the movie, and he's done some like Tyrant. He's been in Zero Dark Thirty. He's done, but he's a great actor. But another thing is that I get him for free. You know, so it's like we don't have so much money, so I gotta do everything to try to.
It's the best part about family.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Keep
free.
the business in the family. Yeah.
So we've seen some dialogue options with NPCs in the game. Is that going to also affect like the variability or like ways you can approach a problem?
Definitely the way you approach a problem, but the way the story is told in one way. And I can't go into details yet because there isn't the essence of design of A Way Out. I can't really talk about it, but I'm telling you, play it from the beginning to the end and you will know what I mean. But all NPCs in the games have unique reactions for every character, and you will have a choice that they react to it uniquely for every. I mean, I'm saying like, look, for being in the company, I think we have like over 13,000. We have like sometimes more than a AAA title. I run to the mockups every day, like do stuff. I mean, the amount of content, but it is important because that's how you get to know your character. It's still optional. But every NPC in the game will be unique and will say unique stuff.
And so, if you're doing the mocap yourself, do you have to suddenly like figure out or like learn how to do something crazy so that you can capture it for the game?
Well, all the stunts I'm doing myself. So my toenail went off at one time.
So you actually get to say, I do my own stunts.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get to say that.
Not only does he do his
own stunts,
he
does everyone else's stunts.
Everyone's stunts.
I have to. I don't have a choice, man. Hopefully in the future, who knows? Like but we will still. It's look, the way I work, it's always passion is going to drive me. There will not be a single decision taken on like, oh, this will sell. And no, it will always be the passion that drives.
And so for a game like this, because you are encouraging people to go through it with one co-op buddy through the entirety of the game, how long are you expecting the game to take to beat?
Well, we're still working very hard with this game, so I really don't know, but it will definitely be long enough. Trust me. I mean, that's what I can say because we are not done with it yet. I mean, there's still. I mean, you can play through it, but it's still like so much. It's coming early 18, so we have a lot of work left.
A lot of work to do.
Do you think that we'll encounter moments where, like let's say Ashley and I are playing, where we're just gonna have to stop and be like, listen, we need to take a break. Like we're a little angry at each other. Like we'll come back to this game in a little while.
I would be
take a walk, chill out.
Extremely surprised if you weren't gonna be at some point like, oh shit.
Well, this should be interesting.
I'm intrigued.
I sound very cocky, but it's just that I can't help it. It is true. Just play it, and you know what I mean. I mean, even said to people like, if you don't like it, you can come and break like every bone in my body.
Oh, jeez.
That's how sure I am.
Maybe hold off on that little detail.
You cannot break the toenail though.
That's
already gone.
Already done.
That's spoken for.
Yeah. No, but it's really cool.
Well, I love seeing that level of passion, and I think we've talked to many developers, and you can always tell there's some people who are just that much more driven, and it makes it affects me. So like A Way Out, I was already excited about, but that I think that passion plays through and can affect people who may not care about a game. When they see someone who's making it is so passionate, I think that comes across and might make them a little more interested in the game that they weren't interested in before.
I'm even more than passion. It's like it's crazy because like for 3 years, even when I did the early sketches, for 3 years going to work and like, I don't know, I'm so excited. It's crazy.
Well, it's got to be big for you at this event as well because you have been working on it. You've been putting on all this time. You've been losing your toenails. You've been doing crazy stunts, and now you get to unveil it to the world and share it.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I'm telling you, like. It feels really nice, and I hear the reactions. It's like way over what I expected, way over. So it's super cool. I'm super happy. But also, it's like, it's funny because it's also during this week because I've been having my next project in my head, and it's during this week it finally has landed in me, and I'm like even like excitement for A Way Out and the new one is so much. I hardly can. Sometimes I cannot sleep because I get so excited. It's weird.
Yeah, well, and so fortunately for you, you will get your sleep back at some point. You said it comes out early 18?
Yes.
And
early 18.
How long have you been in development so far? So 3 years?
2.5 years. Because we're a new studio. We started as 12 people, so we've been going because the game is getting bigger and bigger. But yes, early 18 is the time.
Okay, and then on what platforms is this hitting?
It's Xbox One, PS4, PC. It's pretty much on everyone.
So you're in pretty good shape. If you've got
if you
a way to play games, you can play.
Probably okay. So I see a question here that came in via Twitter.
Yeah.
From Gus2510. Good name. It said, "A Way Out looks fantastic. Question though, will the screen still be split screen during online play?"
Good question. Yes, it will always be split screen. It's part of the storytelling because it's part, like when we go 65%, you will have the cutscene there. So it's all part of the game. This is, I mean, in all. I know that some people are saying, "Oh, couch co-op is back. It's so nice." In a way, it is, but it's so different. If you look at the games that have couch co-op, normally it's a single-player campaign that they do like a split screen,
share
and you have the
screen.
same like mechanic pretty much over. In a way, it's not going to be like that. Let's give you an example. Like when you take out guards in a game, normally you take out like when you finish the game, you've taken out like 500 guys. You know, in this game, you will do it, but you will take out maybe 7, 8 each, and that's it. We have a full-fledged third-person shooting mechanic with cover shooting, everything. We use it only where it makes sense in the story, and that's it. So you come in, you come out. You have like bike chase only there, cars only there. It's like there one scene that you play with 1 minute for one of the characters. That it takes you 1 minute, over 300 animations just for that scene, and will never come back again. So it's like all the, and that's to keep you on your toes, like all the time, like engaged and interested in the story. So you could say the gameplay serves the story.
Now, were there any crazy technical hurdles in getting it, because it is split screen all the time, including online? That sounds like a lot of juggling, a lot of technical gymnastics.
Oh yes, that's a pain in the ass. We also have, there's one thing I can't talk about, but what I've been showing behind closed door, we also have sometimes 3 screens. And let me tell you, having that, I mean, the game is still like, okay, for indie production, it's still a good, some are even thinking like, is this a AAA? I'm like, no, because I think we're breaking some kind of world record, what would you do with this money we have with this, because it looks still good, but the problem is that you have to, I mean, from a technical aspect, it's like you have to draw 3 different screens at the same time, or 2 or whatever, and it takes a lot to optimize, and it's really hard work behind it. And it's also another thing that, I mean, I know that, because I know the Naughty Dog guys as well. You know, some people are saying, why don't they do split screen for Naughty Dog? But you have to understand this. Designing a game in split screen makes the problem double as hard, because you cannot, for instance, single play game, you can easily control the pacing of the player. Like you say, like when he touches this trigger, the cutscene goes on. But here, how will you know what one player is here, the other is here? He's looking that way, he's looking this way. So there are so many technical problems to solve. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, the scene I'm showing behind closed door, people played in 5 minutes. Like they really enjoyed it. It took us 3 months to make.
Wow. Yeah.
Because like so many different stuff can happen. Like if I looked at making video games, but a lot of people don't know this, but it's about covering up for what the player could do, you know. And movies, I've done 6 features. It's a walk in a park compared to, it's like I do it like blindfolded. But games is insane, as it's like, because it's a passive experience. You can't just relax it. But sometimes I say the example is like having the audience on set running around, touching your actors, touching the camera. You're like, whoa, don't touch. You have to do it. It's like that making game, you know, because you're running around doing whatever you want, and that's a lot of work.
Well, it looks, I mean, I feel like I can tell your cinematic background, because it looks great, even the dynamic way that the split screen adjusts. And I saw even sometimes it's not just vertical split screen, but it's also horizontal as well in some of the footage.
We play around a lot of it, but it's also important, even if this game is very cinematic, it's very important that it's interactive. So that's what I mean. So the games we have seen that are cinematic for me, have been too passive. And I think you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Or what, like Telltale games, for instance, that's not my cup of tea. It's too much like, I mean, I enjoy them, but it's too much for me, a passive experience. But that's like, but I understand if people like them.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be like, that's the beautiful thing about video games, is that there is a range. So you can have more storytelling experiences that are a little bit more passive, and then you have these very active storytelling experiences.
Yeah.
All right, so people are going to be able to get it early 18, PS4, Xbox One, PC.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see more of this game.
Yeah, we will show a lot more. There's definitely so much to show.
Thank you.
We will go to counseling. Yeah. We're gonna be able to get through this game together.
I'm not gonna look at you while we play.
We'll put up a wall.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.